Sunday. With both working through the injuries, we'll see how the reps line up at practice. And Kyler Murray was throwing off to the side at practice today. The Cardinals were back at work on a Tuesday because they're coming off the Thursday night loss in Seattle against the Seahawks. They're getting ready for the Patriots on Sunday. Murray, despite hurting his shoulder on Thursday night, said he does expect to play against the Patriots. We'll see how much that shoulder injury hinders him on Sunday, Laura.
Heading into Week 12 is just like a ton of quarterback news. I love it. All right, let's get to another quarterback, Carson Wentz. The Eagles QB struggled lately. Let's talk about that, Dan. We'll get to you in a minute. We're going to. The Eagles clamoring for an obviously winnable NFC East. People are starting to wonder, would they make a change at quarterback as Wentz has nosedived in production? Could we see Jalen Hurts? Doug Peterson doesn't like the question.
Is Carson Wentz going to start next week?
Yes.
No question about it?
Yeah, no questions about it. He's our starter.
Doug Peterson's like looking around. Anyway, no quarterback in the NFL has thrown more interceptions, been sacked more, or fumbled more than Carson Wentz this season. That's why people are asking the question, okay? He's also been off target on 23% of his passes. Once again, the worst mark in the league among qualifying quarterbacks. Dan, it's no secret that you've loved Carson Wentz this season and also for a long time. Are you still a believer despite those bad numbers I just told you about?
Unquestionably. Listen, everything that's happened in Philly, no, Carson Wentz is not playing very good football right now. But there's a lot of things around him that are factoring into that. It's not all on just the quarterback. We need to make sure that everyone realizes that the play of the quarterback is connected, in tune with everybody else. This is the pick six, okay? Look at the route concept. There's a little bit of a fake bubble, play action fake. Now watch the backside of this, because this tight end wing grouping, like you should be blocking that blitzing corner. Now, Carson Wentz, maybe you don't like to throw, maybe why aren't you letting it out of your hands? But he's really just going to go throw this check down. Carson Wentz, don't play hero ball. That's exactly what he's doing. Tight end wing doesn't pick up that number 4 pressure, leads to a pick six. How about this one? Where you're going to get a little play action fake and orbit bubble behind the quarterback, and it's just the sail concept. And you're going to get a looping defensive end. Now, first of all, offensive line, get that looping defensive end so he's not in my face. I got to make the decision now, but I see Greg Ward is going to run that corner up, and I want to hold him up because that flat defender's got his shoulder square to me. I want to throw right on his back shoulder. See it the same way as me, receiver. I'm going to let it go because I have to. Looper's in my face. Greg Ward keeps running to the sideline, almost an interception. Everyone goes, well, Carson Wentz stinks at quarterback. So listen, he has to become better. Yes, he has not played well this year. But I'm telling you, 35 throws on Sunday. There were 2 poor moments as a quarterback. 2 moments where I go, that's on the quarterback. That's just a bad read, a bad throw. So he has to play better, yes, but everything around him needs to get a lot better in Philadelphia.
Why are we having this conversation on the day where it's just me and Dan, and I don't have someone else to back me up?
Exactly.
I'll back you up.
It feels like this was planned, if I'm being honest. It also feels like I've never been a parent, but I have been a teacher, and I feel like I'm having a parent-teacher conference, and I just called the parent in, and I have to gently explain why their student is failing. And I'm going to do my best to do it gently because Dan Orlovsky is my beloved friend and colleague. Look, you're right about something, Dan. It's not even close to all being Carson Wentz's fault. Like, okay. I've watched this Eagles offense closely, and it is a tornado of suck, which is a redundant phrase, but I feel it's an accurate one. The play calling stinks. The protection stinks. Obviously, he's got a lack of weapons, but he makes it so much worse. And this safety is a good example of why. First of all, the fact that they're even here in this situation, they ran 2 stupid run plays on 1st and 2nd down. Jason Peters struggled terribly all game. Olivier Vernon just falls into his lap, didn't get help. But Wentz, it's your 5th year, man. You got to throw the ball away. You know, it's situational football. You can't take the safety here. And I think it's an illustrative example, Dan, because, like I said, it's not all of his fault. But he is making it worse. Wentz has 33 sacks. My friend Sheil Kapadia tweeted this, where he's held on to the football for 4 seconds or longer. No other quarterback in the NFL comes close to that. I don't know if it can be fixed. I really don't. And I'm not putting all the blame on him. I want to be perfectly clear about that. But I do know that he is making a bad situation worse.
Well, first of all, Dan Orlovsky could have helped Carson Wentz this season. Let me just say that, okay?
Boom.
We're lucky to have Dan on NFL Live, not on the Eagles coaching staff, but he could have been a big help there. Number two, it's amazing to me that we're talking about whether Carson Wentz should keep his job, that Doug Peterson has asked that. I know he hasn't played well, but this is the former number 2 pick, a guy they've given an awful lot of money. They've made a big financial commitment to. He's played well in the past, and now they want blood in Philadelphia. And we're talking about whether Carson Wentz should be keeping his job, which in and of itself talks about the fact that there's a problem. And the fact, on number 3, anytime Mina King used the phrase tornado of suck on NFL Live, we've got a victory here.
Michelle, give me 30 seconds. Shefty, thank you for those comments, but give me 30 seconds, Michelle, because I want people to understand the way I look at quarterbacks in the NFL right now is really 2 groups. You're either a thinker or you're a reactor, okay? Like, the thinkers are Tom Brady's and Drew Brees', where they think their way both pre and post snap through the football game. And then there's the reactors, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes. But Patrick Mahomes he's both. He's a both guy. Now, Carson Wentz, I think, is a both guy. Thinker really before the snap, reactor after the snap. They need in Philly to make sure that when he is in the reacting phase, that they let him play ball. They got to let him play ball. But when he's in the thinking phase, there needs to be a clarity with his thought process. Carson, on 3rd and 3, when we motion Alshon Jeffrey over and he's got a quick out, I need to know why you did not look there. And that's fair. And Gary Kubiak used to do that all the time with us. Give me your thought process on every read in situational football. And that needs to happen in Philly. But Carson Wentz is definitely fixable.
Yeah, you know, Dan, your definition of 30 seconds is different than Michelle's. And for those wondering who Michelle is, she's our great producer that's in our ear right now. We have got to go. All right, our Week 12 Monday Night Football matchup features the Seahawks and those Eagles. Russell Wilson coming off a huge win over the Cardinals for NFC West supremacy. Carson Wentz